Hi, my name is Derek Henry with XLEV8 Consulting. In this video, I'm going to give a quick overview of the XLEV8 add-in for Microsoft Word. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at the Excel add-in overview video, as the Word add-in works very similarly. When you install the add-in, you'll notice a new tab that's created in the ribbon at the top. Within this tab, there are categories or groups, and within each group there are subgroups or menus, and in each menu, when you click on it, you'll see all of the different macros that are included in the add-in. You can assign keyboard shortcuts to all these macros, and if that's the case, you'll see the keystrokes right here in brackets next to the macro name. There are over 100 macros within the add-in, and they can save you a ton of time and frustration by adding shortcuts to different functions that you run all the time. Just remember that you cannot undo macros, so you'll want to save often. There are three ways to run macros. One, you can run them from the ribbon. Notice that the highlight color toggled here. Another way is to use keyboard shortcuts, and we recommend that you do this most of the time. Notice how the color is toggling through, and I'm just using a keyboard shortcut. And a third way is using the search macros box. So if I pop up this box and I start typing, if I use the arrow keys to go up and down the list, you'll notice that the descriptions change and that you'll see results that match the text that you're typing. So if I click this, as soon as I click enter, it runs again. You'll definitely want to make a keyboard shortcut to this macro because you're going to use it all the time. If you need to see a list of all of the macros that are available in the add-in, you can actually do that using the Excel add-in and running the XLEV8 Word macro list macro, and it'll export a list and all the details of the macros to a new sheet in the active workbook. There are a couple of helpful features that are in the add-in, and one of them you just saw with the highlight toggle. There are actually 10 different toggle macros that are similar to that one. And I use frequently the highlight color toggle, the toggle font color, the toggle number format, toggle border, toggle font type. And the nice thing about these is they toggle through common settings that you might need for these different functions, and you can actually set the default values. So if you don't want yellow, orange, red colors, you can actually set those to whatever color you want. And the same goes with the other toggles. Another type of macro that we've got in here a lot of are the picker macros. And so to run this same type of a macro in a picker format, all you would do is run the highlight picker. And what it does is it tells you a few default options, and you can just enter one or two keys and it'll run the macro. So right here I'm going to change this to blue, and it's going to change the highlight color blue. And the object of this is to keep your hands off the mouse and keep them on the keyboard. The mouse can slow you down, but the keyboard makes it easier to memorize the keystrokes and operate a lot faster. The toggle and the picker macros can save a lot of time due to the volume that you use them. For me, they save about an hour a week. And like I said, there's about 30 picker macros in the add-in. Some of the ones I use all the time are the copy special picker, paste special picker, insert picker, format picker, comment picker, print picker, and find replace picker. Just to give you an idea, if I run the search macros and I type picker, here's all the different options. Here's a whole bunch of them that you can run. Lastly, you can actually make custom macros that'll appear in the add-in. So right up here in the custom category, you'll notice here's the settings where you would create and edit those. And there are two menus right here where you can add up to 10 macros a piece. So if I run this, and you can put in whatever macros you want. If you've got a few that you use across all of your different files, you can actually add the macro code into a file, and then once you reference it, you can have it called through here, so it's available via the ribbon, through the keyboard shortcuts, or through the search macros box. That's a bit of an advanced function, but if you follow the steps carefully, anybody can do it. That's it for the XLEV8 Word add-in video. Don't forget to download a free 30-day trial of the XLEV8 add-in suite at our website and see the overview videos for the Excel and PowerPoint add-ins. Also at the XLEV8.co website, you'll find more videos, example files, and blog articles. Thanks for watching and have an excellent day.